Hey, so I've been having these conflicts for I think for like this month or something, or which is December, or no, today we are 27th of December. Um, yeah, I've been having these conflicts for I think it's this month or maybe even more. Conflicts that stifle me, that kind of paralyze me, and as a result of that I don't do anything. Then I'm like right now um, there are certain topics that I could make videos about. There's certain topics that I can still talk about, and when I get fueled to talk about them, like right now, I can make a video. But then on the other hand, I'm just really not sure if what I'm feeling is even real or not, if it's an illusion. And that's why I know when I think about it then in that way, if all the things that I feel are illusion, um, and then I'm like, if they're illusion, then I suppose they will go away and there's no need to talk about them. But the thing is, they don't go away, and they come in waves, these certain things very frequently, and at that moment I'm really fueled to talk about them. But I kind of always end up doing nothing. I don't talk about these topics. So, and I actually made like 2 videos or something um, throughout this past 30 days, something I think, um, where I talk about certain of these problems. But it's always like I don't know, what am I even doing? It's just super weird. So yeah, I figured that I'm going to make a video about this, how there are topics that I could talk about, but I can't manage to talk about the best because of my problems and because of things that are happening with me, and this creates me conflict. It haunts my head and it doesn't give me peace of mind. I'm suffering with this thing. Now you can see here's a window in the back. This is actually, I had to drive like 15 minutes to here. This is actually a drive with a skateboard. I have here he is sitting on it. It took like 15 minutes or so, but if you go with the car it's like 3 minutes. And this is where when I was small I was in this school, and this is like then the other side. And then I don't know if you see, if you turn it around, you have those you can playground, whatever. So the reason why I'm here in the first place is because as it's always when I'm fueled to talk about my problems, I can't just do a video on a spot because my family is around, and I don't have my own apartment or my own room. There's no privacy in my home. That's why I always have to go somewhere away. But the thing is, that this can't be done quickly. Like a private place where I could talk about whatever it is that I have to is not close. It's not like I go out of my door and a few minutes and I have privacy. No, it always takes a certain amount of time. I'm putting up glove. It always takes a certain amount of time, and it depends in which direction I go. It takes time, and it's different. It's like 15 minutes or like 30 minutes till I get to a place on foot where I can speak about private things, and you have no idea how annoying that is, how I grew sick and tired of that as well, how much I hate it. There we go. How much I hate it. But that's how it is. So in these days or weeks, I've been wanting to make two videos. The first video is about me talking about things how I wish they never happened, and I have them here on paper. I'm going to read them. And then the second video that I was thinking that I could do is a video about my family, like maybe 30-minute or 40-minute rant about my family, about my dysfunctional family, or just more about my parents, because my parents are, the best way I could show you that is if you would have experienced my experience with them, the way I have it, because there's just, so many things that I could say about those two people, how they are constantly poisoning my life with them just, being in my life. They are really like, and it has been this way for my whole life. Them being in my life is just like I'm dragging a bag of trash with me everywhere I go. It's like I'm trying to, swim in water, but I have like, the prisoners that have that weight on their ankles so they can't escape. Try to swim with something that's weighing you down. You hardly get somewhere. See, that's how my parents have been for my whole life, basically. And when I was younger, it wasn't that bad, but now it has reached a point where I'm really surprised how on earth it got so bad. Just my whole family, how things got bad. So yeah, that was like the second topic. And then the third topic that I was thinking about today that I could do was about me moving out of this place that is poisoning me again, and it's been doing this way for my whole life. So I could make all of these separate videos and make them like, I don't know, 10 to 20 minute videos, all of them, but I don't think that's going to happen. I've already made some of these videos, like this one, like the things that I wish they never happened, and then like some government things, but I don't think I'm going to post that because I don't like them the best, and I don't think that I'm going to make those videos either in a long way. So I'm just going to make this video about all of these things, and I guess that's it. Yeah. So the things that I've been wanting to talk about in the first video, about how I wish that certain things would never happen, which I still do. It still haunts me. It's been 5 years, okay, from 2019. Bad things started to happen to me, and I'm still haunted by these things. So many things happened that I never wanted to, and I can't go beyond that. It still haunts me. It still causes me pain, and it never stops. I don't know how to get out of it. To either move on, or to just whatever. It's weird, and that's because how you have certain dreams, certain goals, certain things that you're willing to die for. Something that you just, if it doesn't come true, you just don't want to live anymore. You see, that's how these things were for me. I was like, I either accomplish these things, I get them, or I don't want to live. That was it. Kind of, that was my stake, and those things didn't happen now, and I don't want to live. But yet I still live. So you have this weird life then where you want to kill yourself all the time, but you don't. So you're stuck. I think that Soren Kierkegaard, Danish pessimistic philosopher, said this, that even death doesn't give you salvation. So it's kind of like this thing, kind of like eternal torture. You have this eternal torture within you, and it just feels that even death won't bring you salvation. It just it never ends, and that is just really not fair. So yeah, so what are the things that I never wished for them to happen in my life, but they did anyway, and because they did, I don't know how to operate because it didn't happen. And I want to, every time I have these things in my head, which is almost every day, I want to kill myself because yeah, there were just certain things that I was super strict about that I want them to happen in my life, and because they didn't, life makes no more sense anymore, and I don't know how it will have any sense, at some other point. I have no idea. But the first thing is finishing college in the right time, finishing college diploma in its own time, and I also have a video about that I made like in summer about my college topic. So yeah, this thing didn't happen the way I had it imagined, and even younger people than me have finished college before me. And see, that just isn't right. I don't see that as that is okay, because I would just have to finish college up to a certain point, and the way I had it imagined was that I will end college at the end of 2019. But that didn't happen then, and now it's going to end. 2023 is going to end, and I'm still not done with that. You see, that's a waste of time right there. Um, so the other thing uh, that is connected with this, the thing is, I come, as you know, from dysfunctional family, and because my father is useless and a stupid man, doesn't know who he is, he ruined, things financially as well. And one of the things is in my family as well. My brother, when he went to college, he had to pay student loan back. You see, like you get, country. If you're poor, and come from dysfunctional family like me, the country then gives you, for school, gives you money so that you can pay your rent or whatever it is that you have. But the catch is that you have to finish then, that year that country supports you, because if you do that, then you don't have to pay back any money, which is like, I don't know, 3,000 bucks or whatever. um, and my brother didn't finish college, that's why he had to pay back, those $3,000, whatever. I'm kind of shaking, and I don't think that's all because of the cold. I don't know. A lot of times when I talk about my topics, I tend to shake, which is, I don't know, because of the energy or whatever. So yeah, my brother's experience with college was this: that he didn't finish and then he had to give money back. Well, years ago I swore to myself, I'm never going to do what he did, and I was like, I'd rather die trying than to ever allow this thing to happen. And then what do this thing happened to me as well, and I can't live with myself because this thing has happened. All of these things that I didn't want them to happen, I can't live with myself. It's eternal torture. It doesn't go away. So yeah, I have to now. Okay, I guess I have to walk. Okay, so I have to, return this student debt, which I don't know how many, bucks is, but I would say it's around like 3,000 bucks or something. Um, and I think, that I should have already returned this thing, like, years ago or something. But this thing didn't happen because I'm screwed up in so many ways, and the problem here is, that I don't know how to do that. There are like so many things that I don't know how to do that, but I'll get to that later. So the other thing is student status and health insurance. Now, student status is this kind of thing. Like you're written on papers that you. I have a rant about this thing. This one of the videos that I said I recorded. but I'm not sure if I'm going to post it or not. It's like an hour and 20 video. Um, when you go to school, you're written on papers that you go to school, and you have like a certain, student status, which gives you certain bonuses, you could say, like, you get money for school, um, and you also have like certain discounts when you go to, like, I don't know, whatever, student discounts. You also have, you can have like student jobs, and at the same time, your health insurance is paid, which, you don't need, and I don't give a shit about this thing. Like everything, that, um, not society, the system gives to the humans, I don't give a shit about it, okay? I don't care, honestly. But, they are part of life, and we gotta play along with this thing. Um, so yeah, when you have this student status, they cover you for every month for health insurance, like 30 some bucks. So that means, if you have to by any chance go to a doctor, you you have it for free. The country, covers that. But, that is, you can have that all up till you're 26. And I, just turned 26 last month, and from that point on, you can't have that anymore. You see what then happens? This stupid thing. Um, you're in debt every month, 30 bucks, because you're not written in that student status. This is a bunch of nonsense, I know. Um, and I wish it never happened. I really do, and I want to kill myself for this thing as well. Um, so, see, not yet, but I have like two envelopes, um, which are like, notifications about this thing. But, soon, like for next month or something, there's going to come a bill. There's the word. There's going to be a bill how I have to pay 30 bucks, for this health insurance thing. And, now if I go to, because I don't have this health insurance thing, um, I would have to pay for the doctor myself, because I don't have this health insurance. But, the thing is also, I don't have money to pay for that. But at the same time, I don't even go to a doctor because I don't need it. Actually, I'm not really sick. And plus, doctors are kind of useless as well because they are unconscious people, and doesn't matter, which profession unconscious people have. Unconscious people are stupid, so they're of no use to someone who is not unconscious. So there's that. So yeah, that's fucked up for me. That's something I never wished for it to happen, but it did anyway, and I would like to kill myself for this thing as well. It's unbearable, all of this. The thing about the student status is also my older family relatives did that, like my brother and then my older cousin, and so many of them as well. There's this thing, that people also do. They don't go to schools, for whatever reason, and then they sign themselves up to these schools, so just so that they can have this, student status, so they don't have to pay this health insurance, this 30 bucks per month. See, people do that, and I swore to myself again in the past I'm never going to do that, and now I have been doing this thing for, I don't know, like 3 or 4 years or something, and it killed me even more. All of these things, that I have sworn to myself to never do, but then they happened, or I was forced to do it because, I was crippled, and then my stupid father forced me. I died more of them, as I think. You have this thing, and I have it on paper as well, that you die before you actually die physically. Kind of have, like a quote where that people die at 25 and they bury them at 70. I pretty much think this has happened to me as well some years ago, and I'm dead. So how will you come back to life? I have no idea. I don't believe it's possible actually, because once you die, and then you're basically a zombie, just a walking corpse, and you provide no use to anyone. You're empty. Then you're the same as me. It's just like you're a waste of life. You're taking up space, and there's no use from you. Fucked up. So yeah, and now recently, like a week ago or something, or 2 weeks, I was supposed to go to a dentist. To a dentist that I don't give a shit about, honestly. I want my old dentist back. Those dentist people that I've been going to for like 2 times in this year, I honestly don't care about them. They are just, some empty people. I don't know those, and I don't care about them. And yeah, I don't want to go there. And I should have gone like this week ago or so, but only my sister went because she has this health insurance, and I didn't go because I don't have this health insurance thing. But at the same time, I don't care about any of this thing. So yeah, there's that. See, no one's talking about these things in my family, kind of. No one is against them. They're kind of like, well, that's kind of part of life. No one is resisting them like I do. Okay, so relationships towards the car. I drive a car, actually, and there's like a whole story with me driving a car. Okay, so there's like this whole story about how my experience with driving car and learning how to drive a car was, but that story, isn't that important. The thing I want to say is that there was this thing that I had to do. It's called like safe drive or whatever, that you have to do before you get your driver's license. And I've done this thing now like a month ago or so. So it's done now, kinda doesn't matter. But this safe drive thing, it also didn't happen the way I would want for it to happen. It should have ended this thing years ago, but it ended now. So it's also again this delay thing, where you just don't finish things in its own time, and it just loses its all meaning. And at the same time, whenever I drive car, I've been driving car in these years, I get a ton of very unpleasant emotions. It just feels, really unpleasant. It's such an experience, that I would just rather not ever drive. So I want you to know that I don't like driving car. And this thing didn't happen again the way I would want to, but I kind of don't really care about cars. I never did, so this thing that kind of doesn't really matter that much. Alright, so I really do think that some people are worse off because I didn't help them. Years ago I saw that there are certain people who I need to help, and because my life went to hell, I didn't help them, and I still don't really. And I really do think that their lives are worse off because of me, and I feel awful about this thing. If you're like in a position when you can help someone, you should help them, because some people need help, need to be helped, and some people help. That's why you have that. It's the same with company. You have leader, boss, someone who can lead, and then you have someone who can follow, because some people are just followers for the rest of their lives, and some are leaders. And I myself am a leader as well, have always been, but I'm crippled, so that's a different thing. Spiritually crippled. That I died. I'm a broken spirit. I've said this before. When my dreams did not come true, my spirit became broken. I really do think that's the case, and it's unbearable to live with the broken spirit. dying at 25 and then buried at 70 or something. It's unbearable to put up with a broken spirit. Trust me, I've been living this way for such a long time. And it's like you're a walking corpse. Just like, an empty shell of a bug or something. Um, it hurts. It hurts beyond words, beyond that you can ever imagine. Broken spirit hurts much more than okay, it's called, I suppose, than like a broken arm or finger or something. Hurts much more, and I don't believe that this can be undone as well. So there's that. Um, okay, so problems with not doing great things in life, like being individual who is like super red pill and then going to blue pill. Um, then how my life is not real, and then toxic family relationships. Um, so today when I woke up, um, I'm pretty sure that my mother screaming woke me up, because my parents, they argue almost every day, and that's a story of its own. Um, and for this whole day, whenever it is that they're arguing, and for this whole day I've been having this intense urge to go away, to move out, and don't come back. And this is also a reason why I'm been making this video right now, to talk about this as well, because as I said before, I have these conflicts, um, and I'm not sure if they're real or not, so they stifle me, and I don't know what to do. Um, and moving out of this place is also one of them. You see, because like throughout these years, I I outgrew this town that I've been living in, and I outgrew my family problems and all that. I outgrew them, and it's time to go away, but I don't go away because I don't know where to go, and I don't have nowhere else to go to. You see, so I'm stuck here. So it's this weird thing where you suffer, you don't want to be here anymore, but yet you're still here. So that's really not fair. Um, so see, this thing happened again. When I make a video for like certain amount of minutes, then I kind of lose my train of thought, and then the video becomes weird again. This thing keeps on happening. Um, so what I want to say is that there are just certain things that I've caught myself in them, or how should I say, or they just happened, and I didn't want them to happen, and now I'm in those problems, and I don't know how to get out of them. That's why I'm seeking for help, but help doesn't really come actually, so I'm all alone with this thing. That is why I'm also recording videos, because recording videos gives me hope. Saying things to the camera, and then give it out to the people so they can see it. This gives me hope. But then at the same time, I'm not that comfortable with being on the internet actually, as I didn't expect this to happen, because I always wanted to do YouTube, just not really in the way that I'm doing it right now. So yeah, I'm not really the most comfortable of being on YouTube, but the thing is, I have things to say, and I have no one in person to say them to. So kind of what choice do I have then? I can keep quiet or I can make videos. And the thing is, I can't be quiet anymore with all the crap that has happened to me throughout the years. I just can't be quiet anymore. I guess that that's done. I have to talk about this thing. That's why I make videos. And I would just, much more likely go to someone in person and talk all these problems that I already talked about before, and I just, kind of keep on repeating myself. But I have no one in person, therefore I have to do this because it helps me. I'm in danger actually. I'm 24/7 in danger, and it's, urgent for certain of these things to fix themselves. It's urgent it would be, urgent for me to have someone by my side 24/7, someone who really understands me. But this thing doesn't never happens, and therefore I'm all alone. This is all, all these certain things like I should have I should have had certain things, or like, certain things shouldn't have happened, but they happened. And I, desperately need certain things for my own health, mental health sake, not because, I would be needy, not that, I just need certain things, but they never come, and I'm constantly in lack of them. And you see where I'm going with this. This is, again, eternal torture. It never ends. And even when I make videos, it kind of feels like I'm not talking to anyone, because I put this thing out on camera, which helps me, make me feel better. But at the same time, it feels like I'm not kind of talking with anyone, because I know I'll post this video on YouTube, and I know that when I'll post this video on YouTube, almost no one's going to see it. So you see, again, it just looks like my reality is designed in such a way where I desperately would need solutions to my problems, and I would need them fast, instantly. But whenever it is, that I just don't get them. That's the thing. I have certain problems, like I'm talking about them in this video. They need, I need solutions, and then I put this online, and like 5 people are going to see this. Almost no one's going to see this thing. So again, I'm not going to get the help with these things that I'm talking here. Again, I'm not talking here with this thing about my mental problems or something. These are different things. So you see, that's kind of, again, pointless thing. But then it's like, in times, when you don't really have hope, you do something that gives you hope, and making videos, for me, it gives me hope, because it can reach out to people, and I can then, hopefully get some solutions, which, I rarely get. But yeah. If there are people out there, that's why. So things are somehow designed. There are certain things that I don't know how to get out of. Okay. And I spoke already about my problems, mental problems, and all that. That's a different story. But like, for instance, I have to return that scholarship money, $30,000 or whatever. I don't know how to do that. I honestly don't know that, and please help me with this thing. Again, people are there, but they're like quite far. They most likely can't really hear me, but that's the problem when you're outside talking. They're walking a dog. Right, so I don't know how to return these $3,000 or something with this. I don't know how to do that. The thing is, I don't have money, and I don't have a job, and I'm also not willing to have a job because I just can't do that. I'm not in that way designed. and I spoke about this thing already before. But this thing has to be paid as well, and I don't know how it will get paid. At the same time, I don't care about any of these things. I don't care if it's paid or not. I don't care. But it's still, it's no one likes to be in debt, and when you're in debt, you don't really forget that. And so I don't know how to pay this thing. I don't know how to get these $3,000 or whatever quickly. I don't know that. Um, then paying those $30 per month. I don't know how to do that as well. Then at the same time, okay, these things aren't really, And then at the same time, I want to move away from this place because it's just time, I have to go away. And I don't know how to do that either. I don't know, where to go. I don't feel any guidance as to where to go to. And then, again, this thing, I don't have any money. I don't have a job and all that. So you see this thing, returning this debt and then, moving out, not knowing where to go. I need help with this thing as well. I don't know how to do it. And this thing has to happen quickly. It really has to, because I can't wait anymore. I've been waiting on so many things for such a long time. And I can't wait anymore. These things have to happen like quickly. As soon as possible. I'm willing to go away, right now, this second. Because I just can't stand all, just living in this place anymore. I can't do it, it's too much, and I've reached this stage like last year where you can't suffer certain things anymore and you wish salvation in that moment when you're fed up with it. But salvation never comes, and then you just, it goes on, and then you sleep through it. And then months pass and you still have the same problem. You wish for salvation and salvation never comes. And I still have that, basically. It's been more than a year, like year and a half. And I wish for salvation from these certain things. I wish for answers. But salvation and answers never come. And therefore, I'm in this torture state. And in answerless, having no answer state. When at the same time, I'm desperate for certain answers. I'm desperate for certain solutions. They have to happen quick, but this thing doesn't happen. So you see then, eternal torture once more. So yeah, I think that's it. My life, this life that I have now, it's not real. I don't believe it's real. I don't believe it's actually happening. And like in this month or something, I've been processing things have been happening in my body. But the thing is, as I said at the beginning, they're just, I just feel certain of these things that should have happened, but then because I'm not sure if they're even real or not, maybe they're illusions, therefore I'm stuck. Like for instance, I want to move away, as I've said here, but then when I think about it in a different way, it's kind of like this, it's an illusion, and I should surpass it, and I actually don't have to go anywhere. It's the lesson, or my salvation is here, in this town. But this conflict never ends. It just goes back and forth, and it's the same with these things that I wish that would never have happened. I'm kind of like they're all illusion. They're haunting my head, and on certain days I kind of manage to not have them in my head that much, but then on other days they come again and they haunt me and they don't go away. So it's then again like, you know, the conflict doesn't end. It doesn't end, and I had to go out again right now because my parents have been arguing, and they argue about the same things all the time. Like, there's this thing, my my mother, she's just super miserable, and she suffers a lot. And you know, if you have certain people who suffer a lot, they're not easy to be around. She suffers a lot. She has unbearable suffering, just like I do. But you know, she's been suffering much more than I have, more years. And if you have those people like that, it's not pleasant to be around them, because she like screams almost all the time, you know. And then when she gets really um, when she really suffers, you know, she cries hysterically and she screams and she shouts on my father how useless he is. It's not easy to be around that, you know. And I knew it since always that it's not a good thing to trap myself in this place, in this town. But I've been trapped in this place for a very long time. Okay, I think I already derailed from my path of talking. But just, you know, this thing, I've been always, you know, trying to save myself from all the problems that other people have put on me. And I've been succeeding in that for a certain time, and then from a certain point I failed. And all these things that I didn't want them to happen happened, and things became much worse than what I could have ever imagined. And that is it. Then you just suffer. Um, so yeah, I don't know if I'm just, you know, crazy and all of this is an illusion. But you know, these are the problems that haunt me as well. So you know, I have to return this money, and I would like to move out. That's kind of it. And you know, someone who is watching, please help me. I don't know what to do. I really don't know. And you know, again, I don't know if this is an illusion or not. This need to go away, but I think, you know, it has to happen. So that's why I'm talking about it. So I don't know how to do this thing, and I wish for it to happen very quickly. So you know, please someone help me somehow. And then, you know, again, as I said before, almost no one's going to see this, and most likely, if I'll get some responses, they'll all be useless responses, nothing useful for me. And therefore, you see, again, it's designed that I'm super alone with my problems, from which I don't know how to get out. So you see this weird thing. Alright, you know, I think this is it. This is a weird video again, but I'm a weird guy, as you know. You know, it's kind of hard to put stop with gloves. That's why I do it with nose. Christmas was 2 days ago, and it was one of the worst days ever. One of the worst Christmases I've ever had. It was just super empty and super pointless. I would have, you know, gladly shoot myself in the head on that day. It was nothing that I stand for. Again, it was all empty, stupid. It was kind of even worse than regular days. So that was a big disappointment, as it always was. And you know, my parents also, they have financial problems, and you know, being for holidays, being around miserable people, that's not cool, honestly. There's like too many things that I could say around this thing, but celebrating with miserable people will not give you enjoyable Christmas. I can guarantee you that. It will always be stupid, because people who don't know how to live, they're going to celebrate things halfway. And celebrating things in halfway, I despise more than ever. So that's, you know, not cool. Um, and what else? And at the same time, like when I meditate, or just when I go to sleep or something, or just throughout the day, I wait for like positive, big, life-changing thing to happen for me, but it doesn't happen. So you see, I'm waiting, but then nothing happens, and then I just wait till infinity without any fix with this thing, which is super weird again, because I wish for. I'm also haunted with like time travel ish thoughts, like how I wish that nothing of this would happen, of what of what I said in this video, and I kind of wish to experience life before all of these things have happened, so that things could have changed. um just kind of imagine like you could have traveled back in time somehow and change uh one decision that screwed like so many years for you. You change that one and then you move on, then you live from that point on with this different decision. That's kind of like what I would like. I'm tortured with that as well, but this thing will most likely not happen, so I don't know. um Already 46 minutes, and I wanted to make like 20 minutes. The car arrived. Sorry. What else? There was this one thing that I wanted to say. Yeah, it's urgent. I urgently need guidance. Like I want to feel it within my heart. I just want to feel guidance. Um, but I don't have any guidance. That's why I'm stuck and I don't do anything. You see? Yeah, I've been waiting on guidance, like on instructions within me. Within my heart, to know what to do, because clearly there are things to do, as I've mentioned here, like to move out and to pay this debt, and to maybe have a job or whatever. But I don't have those instructions. Those instructions never come, and that's why I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. There are things to do, there are problems to solve, but I don't really do much because I don't know what to do. I don't have instructions, and I wish for an answer, but the answer doesn't come. So you see, paradox, the dilemmas, the problems. It's not a, it's an impossible state of being to be in. But that's how it is. My life is an impossible thing, with so many impossible problems to face. In fully, I'm not capable of saying all of these problems fully. It's not possible. So yeah, I wish I could have say everything about these problems that I've been saying here, and in general, just my whole 100 or 1000% experience about how things I'm experiencing. I wish that I could have put all of that in words, but unfortunately it's not possible. Um, I'm not capable of saying everything. Unfortunately, that's how this thing is. But I think it's time that I end this video here. It's really going to be 50 minutes now, and I wanted to make like 20 some, but I always end up talking for too long because I have a lot to say and I enjoy ranting. I enjoy talking. Um, so yeah, anyone who's still here, please help me somehow. I don't like asking for help, but I honestly don't know what to do with these problems as well. And I think I would wish for them to be over. I would wish to be over with them, quickly, as soon as possible. And I wish for actual help, something that will you know, take these problems away. But I fear at the same time that this thing will not happen. I will still be again alone with the problems that I don't know how to solve. Um, so yeah, please help me with the problems I've mentioned here, and thank you. If you're going to help me, because I don't know what to do. That's it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. And I hope you have the good rest of your day, or the good rest of the year, which is like 5 days left or 4 days left at the end of the year. Did not imagine I'm going to come this far, but yet I'm still alive. It's a shock in some way. Um, and I hope you have um, happy, you know, holidays, happy rest of your days, because I sure as hell don't. Trust me, they suck these days even more than they would have throughout the rest of the year, which is unfortunate. I don't like this, but that's how the stupid life is. So anyways, thank you for watching, and take care, be good.